What if the biggest threat to a legendary car brand isn't a lawsuit, a recall, or a rival manufacturer, but a YouTube camera pointed straight at its badge? That's the position Bugatti finds itself in right now, because the truth is, their only real advantage may not be stopping Matt at all. It may be standing beside him. At this moment, Matt controls the lens, and the one who controls the lens controls the story. Every shot, every reaction, every comment section debate is shaping how millions of people see this unfold in real time. From here, the brand really has just 3 moves: ignore him, fight him, or turn him into an ally. And the direction they choose won't simply decide how this rebuild story wraps up. It could influence how the world views their name for the next 10 years. Silence sends a message, and not always a good one. It can feel distant, almost arrogant, as if they're above explanation and untouched by scrutiny. Pushing back too hard sends a different signal. It feels defensive, like there's something to hide or something to fear. But partnership projects confidence. It says they believe in their engineering legacy enough to let it face the spotlight and still stand strong. The real question isn't whether collaboration is possible, it's what it would cost them. Would it mean setting aside pride, softening the carefully protected aura of exclusivity, letting go of the idea that a Bugatti can only be understood, repaired, or validated within factory walls? Or is earning fresh credibility actually far less expensive than losing public trust every time a new episode drops and the comments fill with doubts about the brand's relevance? Because that shift is already happening, quietly, steadily, episode after episode. What began as a rebuild has turned into something far bigger. It's a live public relations stress test. Every weld is examined, every conversation is replayed, every component Matt touches is analyzed. When he makes a mistake, it's documented. When he solves a problem, it's celebrated. Every improvised fix, every creative workaround, every "I figured it out" moment strengthens the audience's fascination and their confidence in him. This is no longer just about restoring a car. It has become a public vote on who truly holds authority in the world of high-performance engineering. And audiences rarely side with institutions. They side with the builder taking risks. They root for the one pushing against the system. Struggle excites them. Grit captivates them. Boldness earns their loyalty far more than polished press releases ever could.
The more obstacles Matt faces, the deeper the investment becomes. Each setback feels like a dramatic twist. Each breakthrough feels earned. And with every episode, the narrative tightens its grip. So the real decision for Bugatti isn't about damage control, it's about identity. Do they protect the walls or open the gates and prove their strength in full view of the world? Because in a story where the camera never blinks, perception becomes reality, and reality, over time, becomes legacy. Every win feels personal to the people watching. Each breakthrough isn't just progress on a car, it's a shared victory. What he's created goes far beyond a large audience. It's a real community, people who are emotionally invested, people who feel like they're part of the journey. That changes everything, because the moment Bugatti pushes back too aggressively, the spotlight shifts. In a world driven by attention, the brand risks becoming the villain, and villains rarely win internet wars. They don't attract support, they don't earn admiration, and they definitely don't change the minds of skeptics. Instead, they become content. They become reaction videos, commentary threads, memes, and screenshots. They turn into the punchline of a story they never planned to be in. 10 years ago, something like this would have ended quietly. It would have been handled behind closed doors, buried under NDAs, legal warnings, and carefully crafted press releases. The public would never have known. The conversation would have stopped before it even started. But today is different. Now the story lives online. It breathes on YouTube. It updates weekly. Millions watch it unfold in real time. Matt operates with transparency. Bugatti operates with tradition. Tradition is careful, slow, and controlled. Transparency moves fast, at the speed of a viral upload. And in the court of public opinion, speed and openness usually win. If Bugatti wants to walk away from this without damage, the smartest move isn't to pull Matt into their corporate world, it's to step into his.
Not more polished statements from behind glass walls, but real engagement with the narrative that's already forming. They could offer controlled access, present it as collaboration instead of supervision, reposition themselves, not as gatekeepers protecting a secret, but as partners who respect engineering excellence wherever it exists.
The change in perception would be immediate. The story would flip from confrontation to cooperation. Viewers who were watching with suspicion would suddenly see confidence, a brand secure enough to engage, confident enough to collaborate, humble enough to admit that innovation doesn't only live inside factory walls. The real question is whether they'll take that opportunity, or will pride push them toward resistance, toward the illusion of control, while every pause, every reaction, every move is filmed, uploaded, and analyzed by an audience that's increasingly eager to spot cracks in a billion-dollar brand. There's one strategy almost no one is talking about. Bugatti could stop resisting the rebuild completely and offer an official partnership, a factory visit, direct access to engineers, a joint safety validation process. If handled the right way, they wouldn't lose control. They would redefine it. Instead of standing opposite the story, they would step into it on their own terms and shape how it ends. Instead of turning this into a tense corporate showdown, they have another option. They could reshape the story so their legacy feels strengthened, not challenged. In one smart move, they could shift from being seen as the obstacle to becoming part of the journey. And that single decision could change public opinion almost overnight. The audience would no longer see a manufacturer blocking progress or guarding its image at the expense of customers. They would see something very different. They would see a legendary brand supporting innovation. They would see confidence. They would see a company that created one of the most complex machines ever built on four wheels and isn't afraid to let the world watch it being tested under the lens of a YouTube camera. The biggest mistake Bugatti could make here wouldn't cost them money. It would cost them emotion. If they publicly attack Matt, they aren't just going after one creator. They are going after his entire community. And that community is not casual. These viewers are loyal, loud, and deeply invested in seeing him win. You can't crush a loyal audience into silence. It doesn't work that way. The smarter strategy is to win them over. Give them a reason to expand their loyalty instead of defend it. With every episode Matt releases, his credibility grows. Every challenge he faces, every creative fix he invents, every hard-earned breakthrough adds weight to his reputation. That kind of trust can't be bought with press releases, marketing campaigns, or polished factory tours. It's built in real time, in front of millions of people. And the effort required to earn that audience's respect, one good faith gesture, one moment of collaboration, is tiny compared to what Bugatti stands to lose by standing firm and pushing back. But here's the deeper issue behind their hesitation. The real fear isn't about safety, it's about precedent. If Matt rebuilds the car successfully without factory control, without official instructions, and without their approval, and it works, then the questions begin. Do owners really need manufacturer permission for every repair? Can independent experts truly match factory standards on something this complex? Is the mystique genuine, or is it carefully protected branding? Those questions won't stay in one corner of the internet. They will spread to forums, then magazines, then bigger conversations. And once that door opens, it doesn't close easily. The safest move for Bugatti may actually be to join the success instead of watching it from the sidelines, because if they're missing from the story, all the credit goes to an independent creator who turned their brand's greatest test into a showcase of skill, creativity, and transparency. That's not just a PR loss, that's a shift in authority. Ironically, the outcome that protects Bugatti the most might be failure. If Matt can't pull it off, the exclusivity remains intact. The narrative survives. Only the factory truly understands the car. Only their engineers, their tools, and their systems can bring it back from the edge. And that is the quiet tension behind this entire story. It's not just about rebuilding a car. It's about who owns the power to define what's possible. Failure is simple. It's almost comfortable. When you fail, no one feels threatened. No systems are challenged. No power structures shake. It's tidy, predictable, safe. But success changes everything. Success is disruptive. It proves that independence isn't just an idea, it works. And if Matt makes this process look organized, precise, even smooth, that's when the real shift happens. That's when control quietly changes hands. Because once people see that it can be done, methodically, transparently, without chaos, no marketing budget in the world can rewind that realization. Pause and really think about that. One YouTube series, one creator, and suddenly the balance of authority in the luxury hypercar world is no longer where it used to be. Not a rival brand, not a competing manufacturer, just a man with a camera, a workshop, and the courage to attempt what Bugatti wouldn't. Right now, Bugatti stands at a crossroads, a real one, with real consequences. They can choose to evolve in public, or they can sit back and watch a narrative unfold without their input. Silence is no longer neutral. Silence has started speaking for them, and the audience is listening closely. Growth may feel uncomfortable, but it's far better than exposure. Adaptation may bruise the ego, but irrelevance bruises the legacy. The most unsettling outcome isn't dramatic at all. It's simple. Matt succeeds. The engine fires up. The car runs smoothly. It drives exactly as it was engineered to. And the applause? It goes to him. Bugatti, in that moment, stands on the outside looking in, appearing guarded, protective, more focused on image than on celebrating engineering excellence wherever it appears. But imagine the alternative. Imagine they step into that moment. Imagine they help enable it, even partially. Suddenly, they don't look defensive, they look visionary, forward-thinking, a brand confident enough to engage rather than gatekeep, a brand that earns loyalty not by controlling access, but by embracing passion. The opportunity to step forward still exists, but with every upload, every breakthrough, every new subscriber joining the journey mid-story, that window narrows. Each day of silence strengthens Matt's position and quietly weakens the factory's narrative. Every unanswered episode invites the audience to draw its own conclusions about what that silence truly means. This was never just about whether the car would be repaired. Matt has already demonstrated the skill, resilience, and determination to finish what he started. The real question is who shapes the story? Does Bugatti take part in defining it, or do they watch from a distance and accept whatever version of themselves the public decides to remember? Sometimes, a single act of strategic humility can transform perception overnight. And in moments like this, the brands that endure aren't the ones that resist change. They're the ones brave enough to evolve in full view of the world.